What's a few examples of types of referral partners that you like to have where you're getting, because this, I'm telling you guys, if you had to estimate how many referrals you got in the last year from referral partners, what would you say?
Wow. Yeah, I didn't even, that's
100?
that thing's probably 150, 200.
Okay.
From different sources and not very many. So to your audience there, that the key is finding the good ones that you have good relationships with and that you develop that relationship with. It doesn't take very many.
What is up? Welcome back to the CA Power Player Podcast. I'm your host, Cody Askins, and yes, we're back in studio, but we have an exceptional guest today that has a specific thing that he does. We're going to teach you, by the way, that can generate, hundreds of referrals a year.
Sure.
Is that fair? Yeah. He's out of Salt Lake City County in Utah. He's been in business 33 years as of September. Congratulations.
Yeah.
In Medicare, specifically, last 15 years, written over 1,000 clients last 15 years, still managing 600 to 700-ish actively. Has 10 agencies helping and looking to grow that part of his business, which is really, really cool. Originally, I was a previous business owner before insurance back in his early 20s. Had like a t-shirt and surf style shop with skateboards and all this stuff. They grew it to multiple locations and then ended up selling his equity in the company, which is really awesome. And so please welcome to the podcast for the first time ever, but probably not the last because I'm already enjoying the guy, Jeremy Lindquist.
Thank you, Cody. Appreciate it. It's great to be here.
Yeah, appreciate you being here as well.
Yeah, thank you for the invite.
Yeah, so we were talking about how you have these certain partners, certain relationships that are referring you people to enroll.
Right.
And I'm very intrigued by that. To kind of lay the groundwork, like our audience, we have about 140,000-ish subscribed. We get about 420,000-ish that'll watch a piece of video every month. 2/3 don't subscribe. So if you're watching, please subscribe. And we'll get thousands on this for agents that are just looking for help, right?
Sure.
And
absolutely.
A lot of them do not, mostly life and health space, some PNC, a lot new in the first few years. You're probably not sitting around watching YouTube videos about how to sell more insurance after you've been in the business 33 years.
Well,
wrong,
I can still learn some stuff, though.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that, right? Maybe some Ty Brady episodes,
Absolutely.
checking out those. Love Ty.
Get little nuggets.
Yeah. But a lot of agents are, I don't know what it is, but it feels like nowadays trying to generate referrals via referral partners, even though that seemed to be very heavy from what I've heard, 80s, 90s, 2000s. Seems to be happening less nowadays.
I don't know why that is. Maybe just different avenues. Sometimes
probably,
you have to circle back to the way that, the old school things of doing things and
still work
relationships and, find that those are still working.
Yeah. And you said you've been doing that's what you're doing now. You've literally been doing your whole career.
Yeah, really. It's, I've always from the time I started in the industry, really is just trying to find, ways to partner with people that are in the industry to develop a really more of a where we could either do revenue sharing or add value to their practice, or and really at the end of it all, it really comes to you, the agent. I think is who you are, what your knowledge base is, really what you bring to the table personally, and then try to plug that into somebody else's business and bring value.
Yep.
And so I've really kind of focused on that. How do I bring value to those referral partners that I'm trying to work with, whether it be a financial advisor office or whether it be a health insurance brokerage office that does group health, or say a dental office or something like that. Yeah.
So for maybe someone's new to the concept of referral partners, kind of explain what that is, how it works, how do I find one, who's a good fit for what I do.
Right. Well, in our space, which is the Medicare space, obviously, it's a very niche space that not a lot of people that are in the industry want to venture into Medicare, because I think it's, between the compliance and some of the restrictions that you have, that because we're monitored by CMS and they set all the rules and those kind of things. Not a lot of people want to dive down that path.
Is it as bad as they think?
No, it isn't. I mean, it really, to me, it weeds out the people that are the quick buck artists in this industry, right? Because you have to, you have to follow some different compliance rules, and you can't just do anything that you want, right? So it takes
a minute to build a book of business and earn a 6-figure income. Like, you don't just do it immediately.
No,
you could,
you don't.
But it's not in weeks or months,
No, and that's the thing about it. There's a lot of people come into this industry, I think, that really need to make an income, big income quickly, or a bigger income quickly. I've never felt that Medicare was the product, or Medicare industry was how you do that. You if you're going to come in new to the industry, you've got to probably have multiple avenues within the insurance industry while you're trying to learn Medicare, build the Medicare business. But once you build it, it's a good revenue. Yeah. It's a good, solid business, really.
Yeah. How long does it take, you think, in your opinion, to build it?
Yeah, people are doing it faster now. Everybody has their own pace. I mean, really, I was probably a little slower because I had other businesses, and then I was building this one, but everybody's a little bit different. I've seen guys and gals come in at, and build a pretty good business within a year. Nice. Some, the average 3 to 5 years to 6 figures. I mean, one of the founders of the national marketing company that I started with, he's like, 3 to 5 years, you're at 6-figure residual income. Right.
And residual is different than just 6 figures. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You can go out and sell life insurance policies and probably make 6 figures in your first year if you're after it. Sure. But you got to go out and hustle day in and day out every day.
That's right.
Which is fine if you're young and got a lot of energy, or maybe older and got a lot of energy.
Either way. Yeah. I was young and had a lot of energy and made 6 figures at 20.
Yeah.
But I had to hustle.
To your
point.
But in the Medicare, when you build that up eventually, and then you're just adding to it, and you get well known, and you get those referrals, it's very stable, and you can get up to that 6-figure plus marker, and it stays as long as you're servicing those clients and you're adding as people come on off. Most of the people in Medicare, you lose them because they die, right?
Yeah, unfortunately.
But if you're taking care of them, you're going to create a steady 6-figure income.
Yeah,
which is great.
Yeah. And if you're taking care of them, you still lose them if they pass away. But you took care of them, right?
You took care of them. Yeah.
But that is how you keep them while they're living. That is how you keep them.
That is. And a lot of people, I think the industry is notorious for it, is that you sell a policy and you're done. Yeah. Right. And you walk away. But not in the health space and not in the Medicare space.
Industry is unfortunately very notorious for that. Yeah. I would say I was very much that way early in my career, that I need to make some money. It was transactional. It wasn't, I wasn't the relationship. Like, I was amazing when I was with you. But if we didn't talk, we didn't talk, I think a lot of people miss that, though.
And you want to keep the business for a year so you don't get a charge back, and then you move on to the next person.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So in the healthcare space, whether it's, marketplace, ACA type Obamacare stuff, whether it's Medicare, you have to stay in touch more with those folks.
You do.
And, but if they can call on you when they have issues or claims problems or those type of things, you're going to keep them,
Especially if you're accessible. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you're accessible. And so it's more service related, than other forms of the industry or markets, but it's good and it's stable. And that's what I loved about it, because in my previous business that I had before getting into Medicare, worksite marketing, it had high rates of turnover in the business. Even if you were there in the companies, you're probably 50% after the first year that stays on the books.
Wow.
So Medicare is more like 95% year after year.
Yeah, which is really high. Yeah. Amazing.
Really
and if
good.
95 means you do really care about your clients and try and stay in contact with them and communication. I'm going to interrupt the podcast to tell you about our CABOOM leads that are literally blowing up. If you would love to never get disconnected numbers or wrong numbers ever again, then you will love our leads at CABOOM Leads. All of our lead types, we text the prospect a 6-digit security code. They go back in the funnel and put that in to verify that it is a real, accurate cell phone number, and they've responded to a text message. We do this for all of our lead types. If you haven't tried CABOOM Leads, you can use coupon code PODCAST to get 10% off of your very first order at CABOOMleads.com. Back to the show. Earlier, we were talking about referral partners. What's a few examples of types of referral partners that you like to have where you're getting, because I'm telling you guys, if you had to estimate how many referrals you got in the last year from referral partners, what would you say?
Wow. Yeah, I didn't even, that's
100?
bad things. Probably 150, 200.
Okay.
From different sources and not very many. So to your audience there, that the key is finding the good ones that you have good relationships with and that you develop that relationship with. It doesn't take very many. How many do I have?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I probably have like 5
that are really good. So what do they do, those 5?
So I have a couple that are in the financial advisory space.
Okay.
That have been great. And they don't, the Medicare area, just for them, they're used to getting that assets under management, big numbers, things like that.
Yeah.
Medicare, most of them don't want to deal with
They're going to keep up
Medicare.
with compliance and do the AHIP every year.
And the numbers to them it doesn't make sense to them. And the compensation we know builds over time in the Medicare. To them, they want to get, 1% under management of a $250 million portfolio, right? That's their goal. And so they're great because most of those financial advisory firms do not have a Medicare person in the place to refer to, right?
And they probably love that you you're not securities licensed.
I'm not.
And when you build a relationship, they trust you that you're not going to try to move, their clients' money that they referred you into annuities or whatever else,
That's correct. And I think you got to be careful. So if you're a Medicare agent, health agent, and you're looking for these referral partners, they've got to know that you're not going to compete with them.
That's right.
And that you're not going to, sell a client. For example, we're a life health licensed agent. I'm a life health licensed agent. All the agents that I work with are life health licensed only.
Yep.
Most of them do. None of them have a Series 65, for example. They can do AUMs. They can do annuities. You can still do annuities, fixed index annuities, FIAs, things like that, under a life health license. I tell them, look, if you're going to develop this trust and these partnerships, you don't want to do that. No. You want to refer that annuity to that partner.
That'll ruin it in a second. Yeah. Interesting.
So you kind of got to give up when you're looking at this in this space, and you say, "Well, gosh, I still want to do annuities because senior clients are perfect for that." And
sure.
It is.
It is.
But just know that giving up something, you're going to get a lot more in return if you have a great relationship with that financial advisor.
So financial advisors. Who else?
Yeah, a couple of financial advisors, and then I have about 3 group health brokers.
Oh wow!
And that focus is basically they're dealing with employees every day that are on their group health plans. But if we look at how many people are turning 65 every month in this country, 10,000 was it a day?
Yeah,
right.
It's a lot.
There are a lot of them are still working, and they're working beyond 65. But eventually, they're going to go to Medicare. And if they've got a relationship with that health broker that comes into their company every year to do health insurance renewals, they're the first person they reach out to say, hey, I'm getting ready to retire, or I'm going to Medicare, or I'm getting these Medicare notices. What do I do? Hey, we've got a Medicare partner, somebody that we refer to in Medicare that we trust, we like. We would prefer that you talk to them. Then they'll help you walk through the process. But that also comes, when somebody turns 65 and in that setting, it's interesting because Medicare's not always the best fit when a person's turning 65, especially if that person's going to keep working, right? So because of my background in group health and in working with those types of agents, I know a bit about the group health side.
Yeah.
So when we do that, and this is how I gain, really, I guess you'd say with these referral partners, I gain their trust, and I gain also is from knowledge, right? Because I can say, hey, I'm going to take that person that's turning 65. They're still working. They're on a group health plan. They may have a younger spouse. I look at it and go, let's do a cost to benefit analysis for that person against Medicare. And sometimes we don't move them to Medicare.
Yeah.
And that broker knows that I'm not just going to pitch and move them to Medicare. I'm going to do a full planning analysis for that person. Cool. And then when they're ready to come to Medicare, then hopefully maybe it might be a year, 2 years down the road, we get them then.
Yep.
Right. That's how you build, I guess, trust, I would say.
Yeah. Big way to build trust.
So I'm not trying to just move them.
With the broker and with the client.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's good. Okay. So then so let's just say I don't have any referral partners now, but I know I need them.
Yeah.
How do I find them and approach them? So you've given some good examples of types of people. I would say P&C agents can be a good one too.
They are.
Doesn't mean obviously it's a focus of yours or your top 5, but the fact that you have 5 really good ones is awesome. How do I approach?
Yeah, on a financial advisor, obviously the approach is a little bit different. I think when I first got one of the financial advisors that I work with pretty closely, we met and I said, hey, this is who I am. I was referred to you by this person. And I said, I'd like to, is there a time we can go to lunch and discuss what I do and see if it'd be a good fit for your agency? I specialize in Medicare. I don't do anything else. I don't do annuities. I don't do assets under management. Do you need a reliable Medicare referral source that doesn't compete with you, that can make that promise not to compete with you?
I like some of your language.
So that was the initial conversation with this particular person, this agency owner.
Wow.
I says, listen, this is who I am. This is what I do. I'm not Series 65 licensed. I would like to come in and talk to see where we would be a good fit for each other, right? My goal at the end of it all is that you're able to refer the Medicare pieces to me.
Yep.
And as I have other Medicare sources coming to me, and then be able to refer back to you for financial services, right? That's a referral partnership, right?
Yep.
Is that referral back and forth.
That's right.
It's not always a 1-for-1 in that. I mean,
good point.
It just isn't. They might be referring more Medicare to you than you are assets under management.
Yeah.
But it does equal out, in the compensation side fairly evenly. You might get a 1 for 10 or 1 for 5 or something like that. But that's the initial conversation. So so if I was an agent out there and looking for a new referral partner, it's a financial advisor because it's a good source, I'm going to be probably reaching out to financial advisory firms. I'm going to be walking in, I'm going to have some knowledge.
Yeah.
I'm going to be up on what I do and where I might be a good fit for them as a referral partner and have that conversation. You might have to have a few conversations before you find a good one, but
sure. Yeah. And I guess you can't force it, you need to, they need to feel receptive and they may be working with somebody. They may not, they may have had something happen in the past and they lost clients because somebody did try to compete with them. I'm sure that happens a lot. So I love that you use that word, that won't compete with you. It's not going to try to compete with you. That doesn't want to, I think that's cool.
I think you got to spend some time knowing the business. Yeah. You do. You got to know what you're talking about. These financial advisors, they're pretty savvy. They have some familiarity with it, and you got to be able to talk their language a little bit. And you really need to know the Medicare world pretty well. You don't need to know everything, but you got to have a pretty good grasp of it. Really, right?
It helps. Okay, so then you've approached them.
Yeah.
And maybe you've had a couple meetings and they're like, okay, let's do this.
Yeah.
We're in. How do you refer them and how do they refer you?
Yeah.
What does that look like? The exchange.
That's great. We found probably the best way to do that is through the initial meetings on either side and using fact finder sheets. Right.
Yeah.
Who do going down through what do you do for your life insurance, health insurance. So the financial planner, that one of them in particular, and all of them that I've worked with, they have a fact finder sheet that they do when they're sitting down and they're sharing. First of all, they go through a presentation of what they do as a financial advisory firm, how they manage money, their concept. But they go through a fact finder sheet and they ask all the questions. Who does your Medicare? Who does your health insurance? That, right? So they use that to make referrals to me. Oh, Medicare, you're coming up on Medicare? We've got a person that can help you through A to Z on Medicare, right? That we can set that up for you. On the other end, we're doing the same thing. We're going, hey, what's important to you? Doctors, hospitals, prescription drugs, where do you get your care? Who handles this? Who handles, in order so we have a better grasp on that, do you have questions on Social Security? Because Social Security and Medicare kind of tie in together pretty well. Yeah. So we ask about, so that leads us into a conversation a little bit about Social Security, maybe. We don't have to be experts in that, but it can kind of lead that one. Do you have a financial advisor that's helping you in this space and making that transition into retirement? So we just kind of reverse engineer that, what the financial advisor is doing, and we can make that recommendation. The other day I was having a conversation with a prospective client, and they were telling me that they're meeting with a particular group. And I said, oh, okay, I know who they are. And they said, well, do you have somebody that you would recommend? I said, well, yeah, actually I do. I had my referral partner, his card there. I said, I would call this person, and here's why. And I would do basically a 10-second commercial on the advisor that I'm a partner with. Yeah. And refer that back to them.
And then do you let him know?
I do. Yeah, I let them know, hey, I've referred this couple to you, right? They should be calling you, right? His office and this particular advisor, they call and they have access to my calendar. I give them access to my calendar, and they put their clients on my calendar. They look at my calendar and go, hey, he's got a spot here. They put me.
No way.
They actually schedule it for me.
What? Yeah. You got a financial advisor office. Their staff is literally booking meetings.
For me.
For you.
Yeah. For their clients. For Medicare conversations.
Oh my gosh. I love it. Is it a phone or in office?
Oh, in office. I go in their office.
Oh, you go to their office. They come back into their office.
Yes.
Brilliant. Yeah. Oh my God.
Sometimes we do initial conversations over the phone, but most of the time, his staff is booking for me.
Wow. In
their office. I become a kind of that seamless part of that process.
It almost feels like you're a part of their team.
Yes, and that's how we pitch it.
I heard that when you said that earlier. It was like, as a part of your agency, and I'm like, I wonder what he means by that. I'm actually starting to understand that now. Yeah, that's good.
That's where you kind of say, hey, they want to be a full service agency. They want to take you from your retirement for financial advising and planning and taxes and Medicare and Social Security, all these things. It's part of this whole retirement process. And you, the Medicare agent, even though you don't work for them, for example, you become a part of that fabric, part of that team's fabric,
It's good.
And so,
dang.
Yeah. And your card can be different. My business card is different from their business card, but you kind of let that client know, hey, I work with this team in this arena, and that way we know what's going on with you, and they know what's going on the Medicare side, and they have all that information. That advisory firm has all of that.
Dude, that's incredible.
So it works really well on that side.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I love that.
But then the other one is, of course, the group side.
Yeah. What's that look like?
That's interesting because, right now we're in an environment right now where there's a lot of things happening on group insurance, especially when you start having groups of employees that are reaching 65 and older.
Yeah.
Couple things in Utah anyway. I don't know about the rest of the country. I'd imagine it's the same. But you've got older workers that are driving the cost of group health insurance in renewals through the roof in some groups. So the focus and the push, even though there's a very gray area about employers, especially if they're over 20, right?
Yeah.
Medicare says, hey, you can't really encourage or force a person off the group plan into Medicare, right? But there's things that we're doing that are working, that are within guidelines to to kind of help that employee compare and look at Medicare as an option. So we had a group recently that we did, and their renewal, because they had X number of people on a group plan that were over 65, their renewal was going to be $80,000 higher in a year than if we pulled them off. So we had to get very, very...
For one person?
No, for the entire
the whole group because of the one person?
Because of the 8 that were Medicare eligible.
Got it. And how big was the group?
It was about a 60, 70 person group.
Okay.
Right?
So about 8 of the 60 to 70
yeah,
was going to affect it
by $80,000 a year.
It cost the company $80,000 a year.
More.
But you can't force them off. So.
You can't force them off, right? So we had to get really creative on how we approach those folks to say, hey, you have a choice, but let me tell you how this works versus what you're doing.
Yeah.
That cost to benefit
That's right.
analysis that we do.
Mm-hmm.
And we were able to present something compelling enough to the 8 that they moved off of that group into Medicare.
Wow.
And save the company about $80,000 in their renewal. So when you as an agent come in and you're working with health brokers and you're saying, hey, we're in an environment right now where people are working a lot longer. They're working well beyond 65. But that group is really affecting those plan renewals.
Helps that you understand all this. I'm starting to see that.
That's probably the initial group side that I come from is understanding this. And so when you're out there and you're approaching a group health broker, it's like, hey, how is the older workforce affecting your plan renewals? What's it doing to them? Right. And can we find creative ways to work together to encourage or to show those older workers that that Medicare might be a better path? Yeah. The fact of the matter is, a lot of older workers, because they're working, they have employer group health plans, they don't even look at Medicare. They don't even consider it because, well, I'm still working. I don't need to worry about that. I'll do it when I retire. Realizing that sometimes it's costing them more to be on a group health plan than it is to go to Medicare. Incredible. And we just need to be that conduit to help show them.
That's right.
That Medicare could be a better solution.
That's strong, man. Like that's, I hope you guys are taking some notes because there's some tangible things that you can do to improve the amount of referrals that you get. And it's not rocket science, right? Yeah. And Jeremy's literally giving you step-by-step exactly what he does, word tracks, who he approaches, how they exchange. Like, dude, this has been a wealth of information. It's like Referral University for the last 30 minutes with Jeremy, right?
It's been 30 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's incredible. If they want to keep learning more about what you do or get in touch with you, what do they do or where do they go?
They can text or call me.
Cool.
Be honest with you.
I love that.
Want me to give that number?
Sure, please.
Yeah,
please.
801 Utah area code.
Yeah.
599-1393. You can shoot me off a text or give me a call.
Cool.
And we can go through and share some more information. And
awesome.
if you got questions, I'd be happy to answer questions.
That's cool.
Absolutely.
I love it, man. You're a good dude.
Well, thanks.
I don't know about you guys, man, but I like Jeremy today, man. He's cool.
Thanks,
cool.
Cody. No, it's great to be here.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Appreciate you being here. Thank you for being on the podcast, by the way.
Oh, I appreciate the opportunity. Yeah. It's been good.
Good, man. We're going to do it again soon. Very educational, very awesome. Huge thank you to you. Appreciate you guys hanging and listening. Make sure, I would like to see some of you guys try this, man, and get in front of some potential referral partners, have those conversations, there's got to be a relationship there. There's going to be a trust factor there, right? Like they're sharing their most valuable part of their business potentially with you, their clients, right? That's how they get paid. So you got to be careful, but I love that. Amazing information. Appreciate you guys hanging with us, and we'll see you on the next one. CABOOM.